Hey, what's up, monkeys? Yeah, I'm doing something here. Well, first, welcome back to Guitar Quackery Live, where we do some live streams. So this is Guitar Quackery Live, the one and only live streaming guitar repair channel on YouTube. So you are watching a live stream, which I'm sure you know, or maybe you're watching a replay. I don't know. What are we doing here? Setup. We are doing a setup. Here it is, the guitar. And yeah, it's not in good shape. The guy just picked up this guitar from, I don't know, a stranger. And the guy, so, let me explain this. Last thing I want is for someone to come at, 10 p.m. here and knock on my door was closed and knock on my door and say, hey, can you change 2 strings? No. And it's a Floyd Rose. Of course not. So the last thing I want is for someone to come and do that to me. Out of all the people, last person that I want to do that is Cole Lumpkin. Cole Lumpkin. And that's exactly what happened. Cole Lumpkin just came, and he broke 2 strings, and he has a gig tomorrow. Oh, look at that. And now this string just came off. All right. So, yeah, because they weren't tightened. So he wanted me to do like a little quick restring of a Floyd Rose, yeah, emergency. No, so I declined the job, and then he came back and he wanted to buy strings over there or something. That didn't work out for him, so now he's rehearsing, and so we made a deal. I'm gonna do an emergency setup on a guitar that he just picked up from somewhere, because supposedly he has a gig tomorrow evening. And this is what I have in front of my shop. So so I am breaking my own rules here. Okay, well, not doing it for free, so that's good. Let's see. The guitar doesn't look good. It's not in good shape. And this was like completely unscrewed. I already kind of turned it a few times. Let's remove this. Okay, it's a cheap Jackson made in Indonesia, and it's not in good shape. I just hope that I can just finish it before he is done with his rehearsal. So I was going to be doing something else today. Well, in fact, I was doing something else all day. Haven't gotten much work done, but I took a lot of work in today. So I guess that's okay. So it'll keep me busy for the next week or so. And I had an emergency myself today. Look at that. The guitar's never been cleaned. It's got cheese on the back of the neck. Look at that. All right, and I already rubbed off some cheese with this, but I guess we gotta clean it. See, this is where I would use steel wool to clean this, the back of the neck like this. But it's coming off. Because I don't use steel wool on frets. This is someone's DNA right there. And you know what? I didn't even charge him a rush fee. Because he's such a nice guy. Well, he is. And he comes here all the time. And I've worked on his guitars. But I just told him, don't do this to me, please. So this is what I need to put up with in this business. There was also some kind of subway emergency today in the subways. I heard from someone that was stuck in the subway. I don't know what. I avoid subways. So, I hope the truss rod works. Usually, the truss rod is the first thing that I check on a guitar, but you kind of need to have at least 5 strings on the guitar, maybe 4. Now I only have 3 strings, so let's check it anyway. Make sure it works, because if it doesn't, we're wasting our time. 4mm Allen key. So it was completely loose. This is it here. It was completely loose. So whatever that means. So this is tight now. And then it's a 2-way truss rod, so we can tighten it in the other direction as well. So hopefully we don't need to tighten it counterclockwise, because I hate doing that. Oh yeah, and he brought the guitar without these. I think he was already messing with it or something. Let's see if we got a back bow or what. So I'm just gonna quickly check. So we have an up bow, which is, I can tell because it wiggles here in the middle, which means good. We need to tighten it in a clockwise direction. So let's see. I'm not going to measure it now. I just want to make sure it works. Okay. It does. All right. So now we can remove the strings. And you know, I don't get involved with you know, guitar emergencies, but I guess I need to make an exception every now and then. So this still didn't come off. I hate these covers. So the reason why it doesn't come off is because the guitar shrunk. So they use really fresh wood, and they make guitars, and then, see, this doesn't even come off. Okay, here, look at this. And there's no connection, grounding connection to this. So I'm gonna need to fix that as well. Oh, it is soldered here. Okay, cool. All right. Here we go. So first I will clean the hardware, clean the fingerboard. So the compensation setup here is completely off. Not even close. You can tell just by looking at it. Are we in focus here? Yeah. So completely off. All right. And he needs it for a gig tomorrow. And he just bought it. He doesn't need it for a gig. He wants it for a gig. There's a difference. Oh, I took in an interesting guitar today, a D'Acquisto guitar. Not a D'Acquisto made by Jimmy D'Acquisto, but a D'Acquisto that was made by Fender, Japan, I think. It doesn't say made in Japan on it, but the guy says that he thinks it was made in Japan. It could have been made in California. It could have been made by Jimmy, because Jimmy D'Acquisto was spending a lot of time at the Fender factory when they were, doing this for him. So people speculate that he must have built quite a few guitars, or at least partially built. They hired another luthier to work with Jimmy D'Acquisto at the Fender factory. Check all this. I'm not sure if my facts are correct, but so it was just that guy and Jimmy, and I forgot the guy's name. But apparently Jimmy only trusted that one guy. Okay, so let's put the guitar here in the case. And now let's just work on the neck. So it's still super dirty. We remove all the cheese first. So I don't do restringing services. My minimum service is a setup. And especially not if it's a Floyd Rose guitar, and especially not if they just want one string replaced. So and in fact, I'm printing new signs. I just recently, just yesterday, in fact, updated my policy. I mean, updated, just kind of tweaked it a little bit. Because, there is a PDF that I send to my potential customers when they call, just to make sure that, they're good, accepting the terms of service. But every now and then you need to tweak it a little bit. So I just did that. And I need to do, to print out new printouts, not here, not for this, but I have two signs outside there that have the terms of service printed. Okay, that's all right. I'm going to remove the locking nut so I can clean the fingerboard. I have a 7-string Jackson in the vault. I'm going to be working on it. Also Floyd Rose thingy. But not tonight. So I wrote something clever on the updated terms of service because it just occurred to me how I can explain to people. Now I can't read it to you now because I'm busy. So it says something like, please don't ask me to lower my services just to... No, hold on. How do I should read it to you because I phrased it well. Because sometimes people say, oh, I don't need all that. Just do setup. And I can't do that. So if a guitar needs more than a setup, I'm doing more than a setup. So I just hope that this guitar, which I barely looked at, is not going to require more than a setup. Because by my own terms of service, I would need to do more. But I kind of looked at it, and I think just the setup is going to do it. So there was a little bit of fingerboard cheese. Dried up, of course. And look, my OS wants to update again. It's like every week. So it already looks better, right? All right, so I removed all the cheese. And now I want to make sure that we don't have any uneven frets. So let's see. Yeah, a little bit. But not severe. Just a little bit here, and I think I was feeling a little bit of rocking here. I think this is a 16-inch radius. Okay, so the frets are pretty good. Very good, actually. Okay, so now we want to make sure we have a little bit of a back bow. So I'm gonna tighten the truss for just a touch, because we need a little bit of a back bow for the next part. And one good way to check it is to take a straight edge and see if it's rocking. Yeah. Just barely. So this is exactly how I want it. Now it's actually easier if I mount the guitar on the body for this next part. I'm just going to use 2 screws. And we're also going to shim the neck just a little bit based on my observations of the existing, non-existing setup. Okay, 1 screw is enough. All right, so now I take my short straight edge. I'm just going to go over the frets. Okay, with this side first. So this is hitting small sections of the frets. So if there are any small discrepancies that, you know, slightly uneven frets, it's gonna take care of that. And I'm just looking at the reflection just to see where it's removing material. It's a very small amount, obviously. Here I feel that it needs a little extra work because the fret rocker only detects a single uneven fret, only if it's high between two adjacent frets. But this is addressing, you know, sections. Okay. So this side and now this side, just to finish it off. All right. Okay, and now we need to polish the frets. So what method should I use today? I'm just going to use this method. Yeah, so these are jumbo frets, maybe. Okay, I got a set of these. I don't know what you call them. And what scale length is this? Just let me see. It's basically 25.5. It could be a hair longer, maybe it's metric. Which means we'll be able to use the fret shield for the polishing, for the buffing, which is fine, good news. Okay, cool. So now, let's put these away. Let's get some sandpaper. The usual suspects are in the house. Okay. I'll start with 600. Yeah. I said the number 4 I'm going to use. Let's try. Yeah, that's fine. I can't believe I'm doing this emergency service. I actually had to go and buy some strings because I ran out of a certain gauge today. And then when I got back here before 10 p.m., the guys at the front desk said, "Oh, someone called about, asking if you'll be here, blah, blah, blah." I'm like, well, what difference does that make? They're going to bring a guitar. And it was Cole Lumpkin, who should know better. But the thing is that he helped me out once, so I just kind of felt, all right, all right. But I did tell him not to do this anymore. And the thing is that he genuinely doesn't understand my business. So I recently bought a Mustang bass, and I just published a review of it on the main channel. But I'm not getting views. I mean, I only got a few views on it. I guess because it's a bass, so usually my bass videos don't really attract many viewers. Okay. And of course, I think this thing's got 24 frets. I think. Yeah. 2 octaves. I ripped it. Okay, I feel like I need to say something, but the thing is that I don't feel like talking. I don't even know why I'm streaming. I could have just worked on this without streaming, but then I thought, okay, whatever. I was gonna do a live stream today um, of that Gibson headstock repair, but I haven't even had a chance to look at the guitar today. So people were dropping off guitars, and I had to spend more time looking at issues. One guitar, actually it's a 5-string bass, has some issues beyond a quick, assessment. And then there was the D'Acquisto guitar. So I just kind of wanted to take my time with that one because it's I don't know if it's rare, but it's not a common guitar, I guess. The customer is a jazz player. And I told him that I was gonna bump him up a little bit because I know it's his working guitar, so it's not the same thing as if it's a recreational player. That's really his main guitar. So I told you I had to go buy some strings. So because I ran out of the 11 to 49 gauge strings, I actually put a set earlier today on the guitar, and that was my last set of those strings. But the D'Acquisto client wants 11 to 49 on his guitar. And I really wanted to work on it tonight, and I'm no longer going to do that. So, yeah, that's why I went to get strings. And like I said, last thing I wanted to hear upon my return is that someone wants to have me work on a guitar, as in right now. Okay, this is a 800. Great. So I'm not sure how I'm going to do the intonation setup on the live stream because after upgrading my system software on my Mac, I haven't been able to get the audio interface sound to play through to the live stream. So I don't know. All right. So 12 frets, and now 12 more, because it's got 24 frets. So the frets were good in terms of they were even with a few, you know, slightly uneven frets, but the finish on the frets was not good. So this is definitely going to improve that situation. I really think this is the best fret polishing method in terms of getting the best results. And I can really feel under my hand when the sandpaper gets used up. And it's still a little bit abrasive, which is the beauty of this method, because it automatically becomes a finer grit. Okay, 3 more frets with the 800. All right. Time for the 1000 grit. So where are you? Here. Okay. And then after the 1000 grit, I'll just buff the frets with the buffing wheel. Yeah, what's up?
To turn on the some of the other monitors. Because right now we're only hearing it through.
Oh.
But whenever you get the chance, no worries.
Yes, I don't know where they are. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. That was him. Okay. So I'm not even protecting the fingerboard right now, but I am going to use the fresh shield for the buffing. I could use it now, but it's kind of, I think it will get in the way. If this was a much better guitar, I would be taping up the fingerboard or, yeah. So they look pretty cool now. They look like brushed metal, which is exactly what they are. Which is a nice look, but it's not the finish you want on frets. You know, those 2 extra frets, or sometimes 3 extra frets, really add up to more work. None of my guitars have 24 frets. I wouldn't know what to do with the 2 extra frets. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that, and that's because, you know, that moves the position of this pickup. That's why I have this little space here, so little space. So I prefer 22 frets and the neck pickup being closer to the, you know, in this direction for sound. I ripped it. Which, was it this one? This one's already polished, right? Okay. I was not going to do this tonight, even after I agreed to work on it. I said I would come here earlier tomorrow to finish, but then I thought, you know what? Maybe that's a bad idea. Let's just do it tonight. Which is one of the reasons why I'm not charging him a rush fee. Because I didn't tell him I'd work on it tonight. I mean, I kind of did afterwards, but and the other reason is, like I said, he actually helped me out once, so. Okay. So, I have, how many? 6 of these, different sizes, for different fret sizes. And I might make some more, right? Because some frets are tall, some are wide, some are skinny. So, now, let me put this away. I'm going to buff the fingerboard. I'm sorry, the frets. But since this is a 25.5 inch or very close to 25.5 inch scale length, let's use the fret shield. Yep. So, here. Does it fit? Yeah, not 100% as expected, but I can polish the frets up to here, about here, and then lift it here, and then slightly move it in this direction and continue. So I believe that this is just a metric measurement, I guess, that is close enough, right? Yeah, let's get a little buffing kit. I'm too old for this. Hey. All right.
Yeah, this is like oh, that's my earplugs.
This is going to be quick, I think, I hope. So, let's do this. Yeah. So yeah, so I'm not sure if this channel is ever going to be very popular. I mean, how many people want to watch me work? Uh, but the idea for this channel was for really for my customers to be able to watch me work on their guitars, and for me to be able to charge by the hour and provide full transparency. I'm not charging him by the hour, but I still decided to do a live stream. Yeah, I don't think I'll be doing too many setups on this channel anymore, because what's the point? You can always watch an archived live stream. I can't remember if I've ever done a setup of a Floyd Rose guitar on this channel. So, and I guess that's one of the reasons why I decided to do a live stream today. To be perfectly honest, I like to avoid working on guitars with Floyd Rose systems. And the other Floyd Rose guitar that I have in the vault is a 7-string Floyd Rose. And I also like to avoid working on 7-string guitars. So like I said, 2 extra frets add up. So what am I doing here? 3 passes with the thing, so 5 passes times 2, 10 extra frets I'm polishing and buffing. Almost 1 octave. Yeah, another thing is that I haven't been getting any traction with the latest video. Not latest. Today I uploaded the latest video, the one before, about the 3D scanning of guitars. So, yeah. I should have put a picture of a nice girl with a, you know, exposed cleavage on the thumbnail, it would have gotten more views, at least the first 10 seconds. But I wanted genuine views. You see, so now I need to shift this. I lift it a little bit here, and now it's wrapping around these frets. There's an upcoming review video coming up, which is what upcoming means. It's going to be a review of a Fender Acoustasonic. And I destroyed the guitar for the review. So yeah, I'm not a fan of Acoustasonic guitars. So, like I said, I uploaded a review video today. Oh, well, that's not really true, right? I uploaded it yesterday, but I scheduled it to go live today. So it's a positive review of a Fender Mustang bass that I bought for myself. So my personal bass. I have a bass. I have a P bass, and I never play it. I borrowed it once from a friend, and then he said, just keep it. So I didn't really want it. I just borrowed it because I wanted to record a bass track. But then he said, just keep it. Don't bring it back. It's not a Fender. It's what is it called? It's some kind of, it's actually like collector's item, handmade. I guess it qualifies as parts caster. But I never play that thing. So, as in never, as in never. I never even touch it. So I decided to buy a Mustang base because I kind of liked it when I checked it out at the store. And I realized that never really thought of it before, but I guess a short scale bass is a good thing for guitar players. I guess. So I have mixed grids here. I'm gonna have to sort this out later. I have a 2000 grid mixed in with a 1000. All right, let's sort it out later. So the buffing wheel, this thing, gets smaller and smaller. And when I'm buffing, I like to keep my face away from it. And let me show you why. So I'll show you this thing. So all this, all right? And now through the microscope. So this is what you end up inhaling. And, you know, sometimes I use a mask. I have a respirator, actually. And I might use it in the future. Now, I discovered this once after I was buffing frets. I just went to blow my nose and all this black stuff came out. Sorry about that. But yeah, so that's how I realized, oh man, we're inhaling this stuff. And that can't be good. Whatever. I'm gonna clean it with the fret shield on. This way I also clean the fret shield. Just removing the melted buffing compound, which I believe it must be some kind of wax with some kind of abrasive mixed in. I bought a new vacuum cleaner today. Or I should say it was delivered today. Little thing like this. Milwaukee. So I have these batteries at home. I mistakenly thought that this was Milwaukee because it's also red and black and white. But no, that's a different brand. So this battery doesn't fit inside here. So I got a whole bunch of Milwaukee batteries at home. I'm going to bring one. And I'll get rid of that big shop vac. I won't get rid of it. I'll bring it home. Okay. But I've been wanting to buy this Milwaukee shop vac for a while. I just finally decided to buy it. While they last. Sometimes they discontinue things, right? You never know. It's got really good reviews. Apparently it's the best compact little shop vac. So the king of the little guys. So Cole Lumpkin, the owner of this guitar, Rush Service, is he gonna give me backstage passes for tomorrow? I don't know where he's playing. For me and and a guest. I don't know. We'll see. I'll ask him. Okay. Here we go. So in a way, my work will be on stage tomorrow. Oh, come on. I'm seeing dust here again. So I'll be done with the frets soon, and then I'll clean the hardware, which is over there, the Floyd Rose assembly. So I don't like to see guitars without all of the strings on when people drop them off. So this one had two missing strings, the high E and the B. So what happens if you just do the last phase of buffing without all the previous steps? Well, they're going to be shiny, but the surface will be bumpy. So that's the difference. And yeah, and it kind of highlights the uneven parts. I'm also doing a couple of refrets. All right, so we're good. Now, let's clean the fingerboard with our favorite toxic chemical. I'll clean this later. I don't think I ever get all of it out. Much better. Okay, that's enough. And this is my favorite toxic chemical, and this is my favorite non-toxic chemical, which is very healthy chemical. And this also removes some of the, you can see, yeah, leftover buffing compound. Okay. So, now let me just do a little hand buff here. Oh, I forgot. Almost forgot. So when you oil the fingerboard, you should never put too much oil. It shouldn't be sweating oil after you do it. If that's what happens, you just put too much oil. Where's my other thing? Here. I know that that polishing cloth, whatever it's called, that StewMac sells, it says that it's got coconut oil in it. So now I'm kind of buffing it with coconut oil, so that can't hurt for sure. Almost done. Okay, looks good. Now, I did not level the frets really, right? Just want to check the reflection to see if they're even. Not 100%. But the guitar will play. So now I guess I could put the entire guitar in the bag because I want to clean up the Floyd Rose assembly. I need to get rid of some of these guitars. They're, you know, supposed to be giveaways. I haven't had time to, like these two guitars here. And this one I'm going to give away maybe this Saturday. This one, Kramer. Okay. I had a setup on this one. I did it already. What are we doing? Oh, Floyd Rose. Okay. Okay, so okay. So I have this vegetable tray for my Floyd Rose setups or cleaning or whatever. I just discovered, so at my grocery store, when you buy ginger, it comes in a tray like this. But look at this, 2, 4, 6 little trays here and here, and 6 strings. So what can I tell you? And is this the right size? Yep. No? Oh, how come? Hold on a second. This is this, right? Yeah. I always forget what size it's supposed to be. I thought it was 2. I guess not. Am I missing something? Oh, 2.5, yeah. Yeah. So I like to use that little StewMac repair vise for this. So we want to make sure everything works. I mean, this is a guitar he just picked up. Like I said, from a complete stranger. We don't know anything about this guitar. So we assume the worst. So as you can see, this is a good organizer for these parts. Not that it really matters, if the screws ends up going there or whatever, but the saddles, yeah. I guess the only time that it matters if you mix up the screws or, just to keep track of them is if you had any cross-threading anywhere. So that way, you know where the screw came from. See? It's not perfect, but it's a good thing. So why am I removing this? Well, few reasons. And one reason would be this. I want to make sure that these are tight. There's only one way to find out. Because I hate doing a whole setup on a Floyd Rose just to find out that, something's wrong. I also want to clean everything. Okay. They were tight. I'm just gonna clean everything. Okay. So these don't really come out. That's by design. I'm talking about the fine tuners. I think after they screw them in, they must punch them or something. So they're almost like, not quite like rivets, but you know. Toothbrushes work well. This is a toothbrush, but yeah. Okay. This is the spring assembly and the tram block is the cheap one. Man, I lost track. This way? Yeah. Or was it this way? Does it make a difference? No, it's this way. There's a witness line I can see. Okay, cool. I think. Let me see. I hate it. I got another one here. Oh, I see. Okay, cool. I'm gonna use this one. So was I right? Yes, I was right. Okay. No, I was. Yes, I was. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. So not a bad idea to put a thread locker on these 3 screws. Oh, come on. I just ordered some more thread locker. Okay. What are we doing again? Let me see. This way. Where's my wrench? Here. Okay, we don't want it coming off. So now we can start reassembling these. We need to clean them first. I just need to inspect how much wear and tear we have. Otherwise the string can slip out in the middle of a gig. I'll start with this. And the reason is because it's easier to assemble from this end. Okay. I'm going to assume the screw is going to be here. Another good reason why it's a good idea to take this apart and inspect is because sometimes the little plate at the back, sometimes there's a little plate that just comes out, and that interferes with the stringing. So I'm just kind of roughing in the compensation, and we'll dial it in at the end. Now, the gadget that I'm going to use is the Red Bishop little gadget. I'll show you. Here it is. I'll show you later. This one's already clean. Okay, so next thing I'll do is I'll set up these screws, I guess. Or actually, no, let's put these back in. Quite a lot of moving parts. So I just did a quick visual inspection of these, obviously. They look good. Okay. That's that. Oh yeah, like I said, I need to make sure these are all kind of midway, all of the fine tuners. So they need to look like this. Okay, kind of midway. Halfway through the plate. Okay, so this is it. No more parts. And now we can put the guitar back on the bench, I guess. And he wants 9-gauge strings. So the only thing that makes sense is to put long-lasting strings on a Floyd Rose. So we're putting these. The Dario XS. Okay, coated strings. Yeah, because you don't want to change strings too often on a Floyd Rose. I know it's a Ziploc, but I hate pulling strings through that Ziploc part. Yeah. And I save these bags. I use the code. Okay, where's the guitar? Mm-hmm. Oh, you know what? I said I was going to shim the neck a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So we only have one screw now, because I knew I was going to remove the neck. So this is a good wood. It's you can see the wood grain here, but it's got a curve joint right here where I don't like to see it. However, they drilled the holes too small in diameter, and as a result, this is what happened. That fracture. So, yeah. So wood can fracture like this, which is why the holes need to be exactly the right size for the screws. There's no fret sprout, by the way. I forgot to mention this at the beginning. All right. So we're going to shim it a little bit. I know this from experience that I always end up shimming these. Like that. This is reclaimed sandpaper. Okay, one last look at the back of the neck. This is still kind of dirty. Ah, look at that. So I tightened these. I don't know if I did this off camera. I remember tightening them. Okay. Let's put the neck back on. While we're here, let's check these two screws. Ah, you see? Yeah, these are too tight. So this isn't a fender. On a fender, no, I need to use the 18 gauge drill bit. On a Jackson, I forget, but we'll find out. $195,000. Okay, 195,000. So the hole needs to be slightly bigger than that. 195, 193, 196. How about this 9 gauge drill bit? That's easy to remember. 18 gauge for the Fender, 9 gauge for the Jackson. At least for the Indonesian made Jackson. So if you don't do this, yeah, you can fit the neck, but it might not be seated all the way, which means it might throw off the neck angle a bit. Okay, that one hole is still a bit tight. So, how come? Well, I think this is poplar. So, the wood can kind of get crushed as you're drilling. And then you remove the drill bit and it expands back inwards, making the hole tighter again. So now it's good. All of them are good now. So I always say it, I always do it. I don't know if I always say it, but just go counterclockwise first until it clicks, and then drive it in. I know why he bought this guitar. He has a Gibson SG. And what other guitar he has? I forgot. I worked on 2 of his guitars, I believe, yeah. Okay. Now let's put the Floyd back. No. Let's do this. I'm going to put the strings on the Floyd first. See what these kids make me do? Just gonna put the strings on. So it's important that you put it all the way down and that the string isn't unraveling even a little bit, and that it's dead center. On a cheaper Floyd Rose, like on a Harley Benton, I have a video. I had to put it, that's not the right size, is it? Oh, it is. I had to put it slightly off center because the string was moving inside of the saddle. So you should watch that video. It's a Harley Benton review on my main channel, and I show it. I show a close-up through the microscope, and I explain everything. Floyd Rose doesn't make the best Floyd Rose system. The best is made by, I believe it's a Turkish company. I think it's Hantug, something like that. They use cylindrical blocks. They really grip the strings. I'm gonna double check the B string. Yeah, it was good. So I like, for this, I need to show you through the microscope what I do. If we can see it. Okay, it's hard to hold the string. So you can see this tip right there. So that's important. That also goes a little bit under that little block. Okay, so that's additional support for the string because the block hits it right there in this corner. Right there. So, how do you achieve this? Let me shorten the string. Well, it's not difficult. So you back up the screw so that when you go in like this, you really hit the bottom. And now it's going to ride over that little portion of the string as it's gripping it. And now you tighten it, and it does that. So that's important on the first two strings. Sometimes you can get it to happen also on the G string. Yeah. So these are not really well made. I mean, the material is like, eh. So you want to tighten these things, but not over tighten. So this is it. Now let me move the camera away. And we don't need this. We are going to need this. That's the red bishop. They call it red bishop, but they make this blue. I wish they made it red, but they don't. But I wish they did, but they don't. Okay, so now let's put the guitar back on the bench. I'm just checking these posts, making sure they are solid and that they spin. Yeah, it's all good. All right, so now this goes here, and we flip it. And let's just put one spring. So we can do this in a couple of ways. We can put a block here or here. It's, yeah. So if we put it here, we keep one spring so that the strings are pulling this in this direction. If we put it there, then it's the other way around. We need to tighten the claws all the way. The claw, the two screws. So I do need to put the nut back on. Let's clean it a little bit. Now, I'm going to just use the countersink. You see how it's kind of like raising the wood grain around this hole? So we want to do this. We just want to make sure that this is seated all the way, that there's nothing there preventing it from being seated all the way. That's that. Okay, let's check this. Okay, there's a relief between the first fret and the what is going to be the string. Good. Hi. I don't see any problems. Not sure if the nut might be too high, but we'll see. Reverse headstock. So I start with a high E string first. I'm not a big fan of Jackson headstock shapes. And I don't lock the string. Is going to be locked at the nut, obviously. Oh, so this one doesn't have that retainer bar. Ah, man. Okay, whatever. I'll deal with it. Ah. All right. The strings are still kind of loose. So now it's going to start to raise the Floyd Rose assembly. And now we can put a little block wedge. They come in different sizes. The Floyd Rose bridge plate needs to be parallel to the, I was going to say soundboard, to the, you know, body. And I need to put a little box, something here. So let's just use this box, which is what I usually use. This box. Okay, so this box is preventing the little wedge from touching the workbench. Okay. Now we want to tune the guitar. But the thing is, we don't have that retainer bar, so that's gonna throw the whole thing out of tune when we lock it. So at this point, I would put the, you know, that string tree thing, the crossbar, whatever you call it, I don't know, and align it so that all the strings are coming out at the back end straight or a little bit below the surface. So this way, when you lock these, you get less of a detuning issue. So let's put the tuner here. Hold on. I got too much stuff on the bench. And we are going to pre-stretch our strings, because he needs to play a gig tomorrow. And he's not going to know how to tune it. I already know. So I pre-stretch them by hand. I don't like to use that stretcher thing, especially not on coated strings. I was actually going to make a video about that tool, because I don't like it. And you know me, if I don't like something, I tell you. I warn you. Okay, let's check this. Next, I'm going to check the neck relief. So we let the strings settle a little bit. We check the neck relief now. And we have that 4mm wrench, feeler gauges. Let's check the nut height. It's too high. Yeah. You can't lower it, you know. If it had shims, you could remove the shims. Now you have to route it. You need to route nut shelf, which I'm not going to do. I think I might be doing it on that 7-string guitar, which I might be live streaming. So we need to release, not surprisingly, because I did tighten it for the little fret dressing procedure. And after dressing the frets, after doing all the polishing, I'm always careful how I put this straight edge on the board. So we got 4 1000s here. Let's see if it's symmetrical, because I seem to recall that it wasn't. 6. Yeah, so 6 1000s, 4 1000s. Gonna call it good. Kind of good. So neck relief has been set up. Want to make sure this is seated properly. It isn't. You see? Something looked off. Now it is. Okay. It's no longer in tune, obviously. I want it to be in tune because that balances out the neck relief. And I know I'm not tuning it in playing position. It's fine. Yeah, you know, I charge for this. And I am going to charge him for this. Let me put it on the work order. Titan hardware. Before I forget. Okay. Cole Lumpkin. Services. Go back here. Where is he? Titan hardware. Boom. Why didn't it pull the price? 25 bucks. There you go. Whoop. Hi. So you know, I'm sure that these would benefit from a little tightening as well. Yeah, what I tell you. So what I do is I lift it up a little bit so that I dial it in this direction so that I can tighten it and I hold the shaft with the knob. And now I push it back, and that's it, okay? And since we are charging him, you see, this is loose. So he can't have that on stage. And this looks like a switchcraft, because otherwise I would tell him to change it into a switchcraft, because he does play on stage. You don't want to have that Chinese crap on a guitar when you play on stage. Okay, what am I doing? Okay, yeah, we need to lower this. Where is it? Oh, here. Hey, Cole.
Yes.
Check the action before I finish everything.
Oh my God. Thank you.
Yeah. Just quickly.
So good. It's buttery. Oh, dude, this is the best. Oh.
Okay. All right.
Thank
Cool.
you.
All right.
Appreciate that.
So, yeah, because I don't want to be changing the action later. Oh, I gotta put the YouTube back on here on the screen. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, I can even go a little lower. Okay. It's a 16-inch radius, so I'm not really worried about the strings fretting out when I bend, but I still check. Okay, we're good. Yeah, and here it's good. So let's do a little bit of pre-stretching and retuning. And let me quickly check the intonation. That's a strobe tuner, by the way. That's the Peterson. Oh, the battery is almost dead. So reverse headstock is actually good, right? But I don't like stringing it. Well, I got the E string right on. Now I'm checking the G. It's a bit sharp. So let me show you this little thing for the compensation. Red bishop. Red bishop. I wish this was red, but it isn't. Okay. Here you can adjust for different types of bridges. And this is also flippable. So I think this one is adjusted for this type of Floyd. So it goes here. So now this is holding the saddle, which means we can loosen this thing. Now, I said it was playing a little flat. So what we do is, it's a good idea to push it down as we're dialing in this way. And I don't need to tighten this just yet. So now I can check. I have a strobe tuner right there. It does the exact same thing as, you know, if you plug it in. So obviously the string is sharp now, playing sharp, because we moved the saddle in this direction. And sorry, I know you can't hear this. Okay, so now it's actually good. And now, so, sorry, but they don't have good bedtime, bedside manners here. Two doors. Yeah, this one. And double check. Still in tune. Still in tune at the octave. Okay, now let's check the B. Wow, it's right on. I don't even need to adjust it. The D string. I know it's hard to believe, but it's right on. Wow. The low E. Flat. Okay, so same thing. I'm going to move. Well, now I'm just going to remove it from here, right? And put it here. Okay. Oh. So let's see if I can reach this. Are you guys wrapping up? Uh-huh, okay. I'm almost done with this.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Perfect timing. Have you been working on it this whole time?
Yeah.
Wow, that's going to be a nice little setup there.
Yeah.
He's lucky.
Yeah, he's lucky, yeah.
He's a lucky too.
Well, Now this one isn't going to work out like this. Where put the other Allen key? The angled one. Oh, here it is. No, I can't reach that screw. Okay, so in this case, I need to detone the string a little bit. I forgot to show you what I just did. I was distracted. It's still flat, so I can show you now. So I detoned the string. And now I use this screwdriver to push the saddle in this direction as I loosen the screw. And then I see how much it moves, a little bit. And I tighten this screw. And the reason I had to do it this way is because of this long screw here, which was in the way. That happens sometimes. Now it's good. All right, and now we check the A. It's good. So I got 4 out of 6 right on, just by eyeballing. Yeah, and I've never done it before. First time I work on a Floyd Rose. See, I don't even know how to spell it. I need a haircut. So I keep pre-stretching these strings. Yeah, Cole,
Yes, sir.
you picking up the guitar tonight?
Do you want me to?
I mean,
I could, whatever's best for you. I can also come back in for tomorrow if you want.
yeah, but what time you want to come?
I'll come at like, you could be here what time? 1?
So I have an appointment at 1. Hold on a second.
So I'll be here
hold on. Let me just check, because, my brain. Yeah, I got a 1 p.m. appointment. Yeah, two is, yeah. Okay, my hands are dirty, yeah. So listen, I had to add $25 for loose hardware. I had to tighten the hardware. Yeah. Okay, bye. All right, so he's going to pick up tomorrow. Okay, let's add these. So now, I like to keep track of which one is which. Because they're identical triplets. They are identical. But they don't show the same wear and tear, right? It's always good to put the same ones back in the same direction. So I think this one goes here. And this looks like the thinner string. So let's put this one here. So I marked them off with a marker. And let me see. I think this one goes like this. Yeah, and this one is from the plain G string and a wound string here, so this is definitely like this. Okay. So I'm gonna keep them loose for now, because I just wanted to give these strings some time to kind of like settle some more, because we are doing this pre-stretching. So the low E was out of tune, and I believe the G and D just slightly. So at this point, we want to tune at the headstock, not here yet, right? I want to make sure his guitar's in tune tomorrow for the gig, so. Because he's doing this last minute. All right. So now that we're close to finishing, let's do it in playing position. These aren't the best tuning machines. check the action again. It's still where I left it. So now when I tighten that, it's going to throw the strings out of tune because we don't have that retainer bar. So I'm counting on that. So let's see by how much. So more on the B. So now I use the fine tuner. And I want to make sure I don't move it too much. Let me see. Nah, I don't like it. So I had to loosen it, right? So that brought it up a little bit. So let's see. So let's tune it slightly flat. Working on the E and B. And now I just need to use the fine tuner just a touch. Not on the B. Now the G, I'm also going to tune it flat a little bit, just slightly. And D as well. All right. Perfect. Oh. You got it? You guys are going? Okay. See ya. Bye-bye. And I'm going to check his guitar tomorrow. He's going to pick it up at 2 p.m. Oh, it's almost 1 a.m. Wow. See, I never charge enough for these Floyd Rose guitars. Man, these tuners suck. Let me check my battery on my computer. Yeah, it's low. Okay. Okay, so the guitar's in tune. So now I just add springs. Now it had 4 springs, I don't know why. but here we put this one. Yeah, I know there's a tool for this, but I kind of like to do it with needle nose pliers. So now the guitar is out of tune, right? But we are going to use these two screws, the claw, to tune the guitar. So any one of the strings, like the G, for example, and that's flat, so it's quite flat. So maybe it needs new springs. Seems like these springs are a bit weak. Oh no, okay, now it's sharp. Okay, cool. So I know there's a video online on YouTube that tells you that you need to adjust the claw at an angle to have more tension on one side than the other. No. You know, this is a straight block, and this is a straight block, so however you angle it, it's going to be the same pull between this block and this block. So that thing is not really understanding physics too well. Oh, right on. Look at that. Okay, so now we can. Okay, I'm not gonna play this thing now. I need to wrap it up. I'm going to check the electronics, because, you know, he just bought this guitar from a complete stranger. I know he didn't look at anything, so we'll look for him. And we still need to tighten that output jack. And since the output jack was loose, we want to check the solder joints. Now the two pots were kind of loose. So whenever hardware is loose, you got to check the solder joints. So this, again, same issue we had with the plate. Just can't remove it, right? Because it shrinks, the guitar shrinks. There you go. Okay, wow, look at this. You see how it's curled up? So someone was spinning and spinning this potentiometer. Okay, so the solder joints are okay. It is a switchcraft output jack. Otherwise, I honestly would just change it and let him know tomorrow that we had to do it. So I've worked with him before, so not a problem. So yeah, let's look at this close up. Zoom in. So this is what happens, right? When the pots are loose, you know, the players just keep spinning and spinning, and then they can break off the solder joints, etc., right? So what we need to do is, so this one's good. The tone pot is good. We need to loosen the volume pot. Okay. And we need to unspin this thing. And I'm checking the solder joints. Yeah. I don't even know anymore. Was it made like this? But anyway, this is good this way now. So now I dial it counterclockwise, and I'm holding it, but I just use this to hold it. Okay. Let's plug it in. Works fine. No crackling, nothing. So if I don't hear any crackling, I don't use the deoxit. There's no reason to waste materials. Okay, we are basically done. Like I said, I'm gonna check the tuning tomorrow before he picks it up. He's gonna pick it up at 2 p.m. And I don't think he should use this plate. So I'm just gonna put these screws back. I'm gonna recommend not to use this plate, because some plates have the two cutouts for the screwdriver. All plates should have that. So when they don't, I just don't even want to put the plate on. Now, the only reason why I'm putting the screws there is just so that I don't lose them. Although I don't think he would care. I don't think he's going to care about the plate either. I think he will probably say, "Oh, cool." Out of tune a little bit. No problem. So I'm going to check the tuning tomorrow. And like I said, I didn't even put the plate on, so I have full access to the back. I'm sure it'll require a small adjustment. And yeah, I'm done for the night. So I'm not going to work on the other guitar. Yeah, I went to buy strings for it, and yeah. Oh, sorry. Oh, Dr. Boomerang is asking a question. I have some carbon fiber pieces left over, and I was wondering if they would be suitable to use for guitar nuts. Have you any information? Well, why would you want to use that? Carbon fiber. So are you talking about carbon fiber mixed with epoxy? I wouldn't use that. What would be the advantage? I mean, you have the self-lubricating. These are really good, okay? They call it black tusk. Focus. Oh, man, come on. All right, this. And they come in different sizes. And you can also have this one. You can also buy this one, which is blank. You can shape it into any size. So that's the same company that makes these, right? Tusk XL. And Tusk XL, I don't like. But I do like these. I think these are superior. They're better than these. These are overhyped, but these are amazing. Carbon fiber. Now, when you say carbon fiber, I think you mean, you know, the carbon fiber with the mixed with epoxy. I wouldn't use that for the nut. Because epoxy is not going to be self-lubricating. Okay, friends. Sorry, I'm tired. I need to go. Okay, so 9 watching, 10 likes, and 9. Oh, that means that one person left. Yeah, exactly. Robert's Guitar Bloke is here. Rami. Pentagore. I never play in the buff. Backplate too cold? I think there's a joke there, but I'm tired. Sorry. Dr. Jeffrey Boyle is here, searching for tone. Let's see who else. Oh, Mark Kinney. I don't know if he's still there. And Jurio Pizza. He says, finally caught it live. Yeah, I haven't seen you before. I'm not sure if you're still watching. But friends, I need to go. I'm sure you can tell I'm exhausted. I've been here all day. And I didn't get much work done. I did get some work done, but I had a lot of drop-offs today. So, and that took a toll on me. So, too much talking, because there was too much to talk about. Okay. So, thank you for joining in. And I might be streaming tomorrow. I think I will be. Not a promise, just a wish. Okay, bye-bye, good night.